What is good, y'all? You have caught us on a very special episode of the West Coast Graps News. I think this is the first ever
I'm mad.
Graps News episode we've done.
This man
And
just said, "Fuck it, screw the intro. I'm mad. I'm
I'm
angry."
mad. Maddie said, Maddie
Oh
hit us with
boy.
the Maddie hit us with the James Brown. I'm mad.
Yep, he's mad, but I'm stressing.
We're very stressed. So introductions. I'm Suge Wrestling. I'm joined by my West Coast Graps, my West Coast Wednesdays crew, Fez and Maddie Laws. Maddie calling in from work.
That should show you how serious this shit is.
Yeah, Maddie calling in from the 9 to 5 or the 12 to 12 or
And
however we
do
work out.
y'all do y'all want to drop the little behind the scenes? Yesterday, I got to my phone, and y'all had hit me with 86 notifications. I jokingly hop in the group chat, and I'm like, "What happened? Was there a release culling that happened?"
Yes,
And Silverdollar was like, "Yes," and I was
Yes,
like, "I was joking."
yes, that's
rather
exactly what happened.
rather
Yeah.
emphatically. That's absolutely what
Yes.
happened.
Oh, and releases they were.
And
Releases
then
they were.
a lot of y'all haven't seen this face here before. This is the Cap. We got the Cap joining us, representing the Second Turnbuckle Wrestling Podcast. Hell yeah!
Oh man,
What up,
it's
party
like
people?
it's like speaking an ancient language at this point.
You know what? We're
We're
gonna bring
like,
it back.
you know, they say Latin is a dead language. The second turnbuckle, unfortunately, is a dead language.
It is one of the deader languages we have here, but it's still a good language nonetheless. It's our
We're gonna bring
roots.
it back. It's taking a break. We're gonna bring it back.
I can remember another podcast we had where we said, "Yeah, we'll bring it back." And just
You know,
never did that.
no, we're still
Life
working on
happens,
it.
man.
We are most definitely still working on that. Storm me out, okay?
it's saw me out. Hold it down.
Hold it down. Give me a minute. We're still working on content for that show.
I just feel like everything keeps happening. Like Cap said, life like just keeps fucking everything up. But
Everything, everywhere, all at once.
it was. And quite
Oh.
frankly, our lives aren't the only thing. I would say our lives aren't the only ones getting fucked up because a whole bunch of people had their lives completely fucked up
Hey,
over
no,
the last
let's start off.
24.
Let's start off strong from the jump. Nikita Lyons still got a job.
That is the craziest part of this whole thing. 'Cause that was the first thing you brought up yesterday. I was like, how is this
I'm like,
your,
the
your career?
Undertaker still got a job.
The Undertaker is the most protected person in NXT
Access.
next to Noam Dar.
I, you know what? Yeah, that's saying
It's
something.
true.
Because
I
Oh
just,
my god.
he's been down there for 9 years. We brought that up on the last episode. Bruh. Okay.
I can hear the wheels turning in your head, but the wheels aren't going anywhere. It's just
stuck
going.
in mud. It's
I
stuck
can
in
hear
mud.
it from here.
It's just very this sort of thing is very hard to do, and I'm sad to have to do it so much. Because how many release episodes do we have on the Second Turnbuckle?
Too many. Far too many.
We had 2 before 2020. We had the hiatus, and I think we had the one where Braun got released the first time. Spoiler.
Yeah,
Later.
No, that's how we gonna
time
start.
was crazy.
we gonna start with that one.
So we have at least 3 release news episodes on the Second Turnbuckle. Like I remember recording something for I think it was either Suge's wrestling show or it was like a hybrid Second Turnbuckle Suge's wrestling show thing, and CM Punk got dropped. Like we were recording.
Oh
When-
yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
We were in the middle of the episode and that dropped.
We were mid episode. We had to cut that one off and then record a little 30-minute right after because we're at least 4 release episodes deep. And then yesterday, I was at the gym. You know, I always start my mornings usually. I'm watching the Wrestle Talk news, and Luke Owen is like 10 to 12 people have been fired from WWE staff. That's important because a lot of times we don't even talk about them. So it was someone on the social media team, I believe the name was Andrew Carr, and then the senior vice president of creative writing operations, Christine Lebrano, who was fired yesterday. And it was crazy because even Luke Owen was like, hey, WWE tend to release people all at the same time. So I hope I don't have to record an awkward video from my living room after I didn't wind it down and had a couple of glasses of wine talking about so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so have been released. But unfortunately, we do have to make that news. We do have to make that call. It's not something we revel in as people who create content and ultimately are a face of the news in a sort of way, as some people think. You know, this shit isn't fun for us.
Yeah. Yeah, there was
I heard somebody,
a lot of heat in that chat.
I heard somebody say, why Sean Ross Sapp should donate all the money he made from his stream to people who just lost their jobs. That's childish.
Yeah, no. I do want to say at the start to have like a little bit of brevity here. Like, a lot of these people are young. A lot of them are very talented. They will find new stuff. It's unfortunate that they got let go. I'm not. What up, Maddie? I'm with Maddie. I'm not that worried.
Yeah, for me, my biggest issue with this is I said it in the chat and I'll say it again here. A lot of the potential has left WWE.
Yeah,
we'll talk about it. But first, I wanna ask a series of questions because we have our finance guy here, and it's all gonna make sense in a minute. And our finance guy is in Vegas, so how was WrestleMania weekend for you, as someone who didn't attend?
Okay, firstly, I just for a general thing, I'm 15 minutes away from the Strip. So I heard, even all the way over here, I heard the booms from the fireworks. I think it was North.
Jesus.
Just to kind of give you an idea of how loud it was. And then I did the smart thing, and I didn't leave my house that weekend because there was like a ridiculous number of accidents and people all along the Strip and outside, and I just wasn't about to deal with that.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Dude, there were so many there were so many little things around town that just like wouldn't normally be there, like little promotional stuff and what have you. There was little events everywhere, a bunch of little charts. I didn't go to the Strip even Thursday or Friday night because they had like the access and all that stuff, and then they had the pre-Mania week members. I didn't go that close, but even just like around restaurants that are on like the outskirts of the Strip, if any of you have ever been, there's a bunch of little like, I'm not going to say fake hotels because they are real hotels. They're fake. Let's be real here. And a bunch of little restaurants. And even like by all of them, there were people just like with little carts selling WWE stuff. It was kind of cool to see. So and that was pretty much all I did. It was just Thursday night. I happened to need to go down there for personal reasons. Nothing like crazy. But yeah, I didn't really go that close to the festivities.
I understand, but even 15 minutes out, you could see. You could hear, you could see the effect that WWE had on the city. And this is a general question for everyone involved. Would you say WrestleMania was successful?
Easily. Oh my god! Especially locally,
money.
God.
Yeah, just overall, definitely money.
Because yes, they did great money wise.
Okay.
I don't want to know what the hosting fee was for having to have it at Allegiant. I don't want to know how much they paid to hosted there this
but they
weekend.
packed that mug full. Like,
yeah,
these are the things I want to point out. These are things I just want to point out before we talk about what happened. The mug was full at Allegiant. Like they had. This is the first time I've ever seen this at WrestleMania. They had seating in the WrestleMania stage. I want to point that out. Like they turned the stage into seating for the event.
That was one of the coolest parts of that whole stage setup, in my opinion.
Right. So dope things are happening. It's not like they're hurting for money. They're not robbing Peter to pay Paul. And I'm not talking about Paul Heyman. So we get about a month out, not even a month out from WrestleMania. We usually have releases around this time. But the only thing we've heard from WWE is, we making money in this bitch. That's all I've been. We making money. All this ads are profitable.
They just bought AAA.
Yeah, they just bought AAA. We out here balling out control, right? That's another thing we found out WrestleMania weekend. They bought a whole other wrestling company. Technically, this is the second one because Evolve was a promotion at one point. But eventually, these releases we did get hit with releases. And I want to start off with non-WWE releases first because there's only two. EJ Nduka was released from his AEW contract. A lot of people were saying he got signed. Yes, he got signed. He had a couple matches in Ring of Honor. I thought he was going to team with Big Shotty Lee. We thought they were going to be a dope team. Didn't much happen on that front. And then also Savannah Evans, TNA, has announced that she is a free agent. She did not re-sign with TNA, and now she's a free agent. That was the good news, amicable news. Yeah. Like we mentioned before, 10 to 12 non-wrestlers were released yesterday. And then also we have, and I'm going to start at the top of the list, Dakota Kai, Braun Strowman. Now these are two-time WWE releases, which is crazy. Shayna Baszler, Katana Chance, Kaden Carter, Cora Jade, Gigi Dolan, Eddie Thorpe, Riley Osborne, Gallus in its entirety, Joe Coffey, Mark Coffey, and Wolfgang, Javier Bernal, and Oro Menza.
No, right quick. For Riley Osborne, did they send his termination through email, through text?
Let me find out if I can.
Because the only voices my boy is hearing are the ones in his head.
Hey,
wow.
Wait a minute. Riley Osborne, what do you mean he's hearing the voices in his head? What?
Isn't he the deaf one?
No, he's not.
I'm about to say, buddy.
He's not the deaf
one. Which one? Is that Miles?
Yeah, Miles.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Is his last name Osborne too?
To be honest, I just call him Randy Orton Jr.
But in all seriousness, though, man, the support Dakota Kai had night in, night out.
No.
How are you gonna release her, man, and not even give her a chance?
Real quick to interject,
Forget
it was
that.
Miles Bourne, so he was
Born.
off by an Oz.
Yeah, no, I was on my way there. I had to look up. Sometimes you got to look up other things. So I had to look up No Quarter Catch Crew first.
Born. Okay, I thought it was Osborne. That's where I got confused.
So, and I don't know if I mentioned Jakara Jackson.
Yeah.
If you want to talk about online outrage,
we talked about her literally last week, earlier this week, actually.
Yeah, that was this week.
Yeah, we were talking about how just the fact that they broke up the metaphor, you
Had
put
me worried.
right. You had us worried because I'm like you have two excellent wrestlers who had the opportunity to become bigger stars in a burgeoning tag division, and you split them up and then fire one of them.
Yeah.
You fired a half of a quadrant.
No, half of the metaphor is gone. It's the terrible two now.
Yeah. And it's like we can get back to it because you know I was fucking pissed about Dakota Kai.
A lot of people were, and remember Dakota Kai went from being one of the favorites to win the Women's Intercontinental Championship late last year, early this year, to not being used on TV in entirety, even though she's in a faction.
And this right here is part of the reason why certain people really should not ever run back to WWE, because you didn't just fire her once, you did it twice. And on top of that, you showed her just the same level of care as you had the first time around.
Yeah, not much.
It's like at this point, she just doesn't need to pick up the phone for them.
And so let's take a step back. How many of these people were just on TV?
Braun Strowman.
Braun Strowman just had incredible programs.
Dolan was literally just wrestling for the women's tag titles.
Shayna Baszler just had an insane match.
Yeah,
Bloodsport.
The gauntlet match. She was in the gauntlet match to determine the number one contenders for the women's tag team championship at Mania. Yeah. So she was on that match. She just had a great match at Bloodsport representing WWE. Who else? Oro Menza went over to TNA not too long ago.
Definitely Jakara Jackson.
Jakara
she was just
Jackson,
on TV. She was
Jakara
on TV
Jackson
this week.
Was just on TV Tuesday. So was Oro Menza. And they've been a heavy part of the women's tag division. You fired your best team and half of your second best team, like actual teams that you put together, not it's Becky and what's her name? Lyra and Bailey. This is an actual team.
Raquel.
I mean, Raquel is a tag team specialist.
Yeah, that's true.
So like she can basically team with anybody at this point and become a tag team champion. But what do we do with this division now?
Yeah, and here's the really concerning part, which kind of plagued a lot of, as we all know, a lot of WWE in the early 2010s and the mid 2010s is a lot of the women's stuff got overlooked. And I kind of fear, maybe not fairly, that the women's divisions are starting to get overlooked again. And I don't want to go back to where they're the bathroom break matches. I would like our wrestling programming to have exciting storylines and really good talent all the way through. And there is still talent in the women's tag division and in women's NXT and what have you. This signals to me a willingness to break the dynamic in an unfavorable way. I want the dynamic to be that we get more injection of talent and energy into the women's tag division. This kind of signals a step back for me, and I'm a little worried about it. I don't know if you all share the same sentiment, but I'm cautious. I'm cautious.
So I agree, not only for just women's wrestling, but our friends in the LGBTQ plus community, because as somebody pointed out, in a very short period of time, WWE has released damn near all of their LGBTQ talent. And this almost seems malicious at this point. because you fired Duke Hudson at the beginning of the year, and like he got outed in the craziest way.
Yeah.
If y'all remember,
I heard. So fill me in on this because I saw this going around yesterday, and I did not hear about this. So, which is kind of weird because I end up watching your show a decent amount. Maybe I just missed this. What happened here with
to
Hudson?
Duke Hudson.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got to go back a bit. Do you remember when Jake Atlas signed with WWE?
Yes.
The reason he was let go was because of domestic violence,
Right. Okay.
and so he was in a relationship with another wrestler, and his name was in the police report, and somebody just looked up his government
Oh.
and realized who that was.
Oh shoot. Okay.
Yeah,
Uh,
and so
oh, that's
yeah,
kind
that
of
was a thing on the internet.
okay. Well, that's kind of shitty. It's not even
Yeah.
like
Not even kind of.
something
That's
you can
shitty.
really control. And well, like it's not like somebody would necessarily. Maybe I'm missing some parts of the story. So if somebody wants to hit us up on Twitter, specifically Shug, and kind of be like, "Hey, Captain got this wrong." That's not even necessarily like somebody maliciously outed him. It's just kind of like circumstance. And it just happened.
To be honest with you,
Like that's something you can't control.
there's news that you got to break when it's the important time. Like I feel like
Right.
you're focusing on shit that isn't important versus, hey, we got to get this guy out of here because he's putting his hands on people in a non-consensual way.
Right. And it's like you're missing the forest from the trees.
Yeah, no, you're missing the point. But like, hey, here's some interesting tidbits about this person's sexuality. You missed the point.
Mhm.
And guys, the story's like at that point, that's here, right? The story, way over there. Go over there.
Yeah.
Go past here. This is the toadstool in the forest. You can ignore him. That guy's just that dude's vibe. Go over there. There's a story that way. Anyway.
Focus on this. Like, it doesn't matter.
It's like somebody getting shot, but you turning around to laugh at the dude whose belt fell off and his pants are down.
Right. Like somebody like ran into a fire hydrant, but then like somebody's bleeding out on the sidewalk, and you're like, okay, yeah, that fire hydrant there. Actually, that's probably a bad metaphor because a broken fire hydrant's actually a problem. What's like look at that big bug over there.
Yeah.
There's a bug over
yeah,
there.
It might actually be an issue.
It's even worse.
What's
Yeah,
up?
whatever. You get
Hold
my
on, real
point.
quick. We got 20. Shout out to all 27 of y'all watching right now. Hit the chat if you want to get a part of the conversation. We love to hear from y'all.
Yeah, please do. There
Please
was ever a
do.
time.
But as somebody pointed out, I can't remember which one of y'all it was. WWE just bought AAA. I got a question for y'all. How many of y'all watch AAA on the regular?
Nowadays, no, but you and I used to talk about AAA a decent amount.
Yeah. It honestly depends on who's there.
I'm
We
a
haven't.
Mexican and I don't watch it.
Maddie is crazy.
Oh, wow.
Maddie said I'm the closest one to it, and I don't even watch it.
That shit ain't even on my optics.
So I believe when we talked about AAA Heavy, they were trying another integration into the Western market. I don't want to even say the Western market, the American market, with their working relationship with TNA and AEW. And then before that, again, it was AAA's push into the American market with Lucha Underground. That was like under the umbrella of AAA.
We got another release. Apparently.
Oh yeah, no, and people are still being released. Who you got?
Danny Palmer.
Oh yeah, no. So I saw that Danny Palmer. Yeah. Let me add Danny Palmer to this big ass list.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Shit, hey, with the way Keanu Carter is talking, Yeah, he might be next too.
Oh.
Yeah, when that boy been spitting online, he might
We
be
gonna get to
next.
that. We gonna get to that because
While you're adding that name, did y'all see Cora Jade's tweet about it?
No, oh, I don't want to see
Okay,
it.
so it's not bad. It's not bad.
Okay,
It's kind of it's kind of a funny actually. So she posted with it was her and two others. I can't remember who they were, but she had like a drink in her hand and she said, "Well, we suddenly have time now, so I'll see y'all soon." Something to that effect.
well,
I'm not gonna lie to you. Cora got the old school WWE Divas enhancements to work
Yeah,
for this company. And if you watch wrestling in the early 2000s, you know the
you
enhancements I'm
know.
talking about where
yeah,
everybody had to, if you're getting over, you had to go get breast implants.
Bazookas.
Yeah.
Nah.
She did that, and I'm not even gonna lie, that might have been I'm blaming everything sexual in WWE NXT from the past 3 to 5 years on Johnny Ace. That might have been a Johnny
Yeah,
Ace call.
it might be him.
Um, but to fire somebody who's gone, who's taken those steps and then been injured and hasn't been on TV is a bit much because, again, we don't treat everybody that way. Nikita Lyons is on 26 with 2 knee braces, but she's good for whatever reason. She's good, even though she got moved from NXT to Evolve. She got called from developmental to junior developmental. You know, I don't think you're strong enough for Weenie Hut. You got to go to Weenie Hut Junior.
so you ain't good enough for Weenie Hut. No,
You got to go to Weenie Hut Junior.
you ain't
Not even
Sultan
general,
Commissary.
man.
Nah, you got to go to Weenie. No, Weenie Hut
Weenie
General
Hut
is where they go
Junior.
after she busts her knees again.
Yeah,
Oh.
but also you have Ava, who tried wrestling, was injury prone as well, and they found something else for her to do. Why not find something for these people to do while they're hurt?
Yeah,
It's the double standards that I don't like. Judgment Day keeps going when JD McDonough is out with the broken rib
puncture
and a
lung.
punctured lung, but you got the
Mind
Wyatt
you,
fix.
mind you, Corey Graves had 13 concussions in a calendar year, and he got put on
Fuck.
commentary.
13 in a calendar year is
Tyson
crazy.
Kidd Tyson Kidd produces women's matches. No, I think. Somebody correct me if I'm
Yeah,
wrong. I think he's still in production.
Tyson Kidd, Jason
Jason
Jordan.
Jordan.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Big E is a
Tyson Kidd's been called like the voice for the women backstage.
He's a really good producer.
Big E.
And again, I ask, and this may sound fucked up, why is Piper Niven still here? It's like, is it because she's a strong person? Because if that's the case, there are thousands of others that are far more interesting. There are people with far more potential. She's phoning it the fuck in, and she's
Well,
still
that's because they
here.
haven't let her do anything since Becky Lynch 2 or 3 years ago
Yeah.
Yeah, but she's been here for how
when they were
long? And
calling
it's
her
like
Dewdrop.
this is not like I
Dewdrop.
said, it's not shade on Piper. It's shade on the fact that they get rid of people with potential, and then they keep the people who have potential who are on the main roster, and they hold them down. And it's like you have this person who on the indie scene was possibly one of the greatest wrestlers you could have at the time in the women's division. And now it's like you're the right hand to Chelsea Green, who's no longer with WWE, mind you. And it's like, well, what do you do now?
They cut Chelsea Green.
I think Chelsea Green's
No.
contract ran out.
What do you mean?
I believe she made a post about it on her page.
Hold on. I'm gonna pull that up.
Yeah,
That
she
was like a
posted
week
with
or two.
she posted like a thirst trap thing with a title, and then yeah, I think I recall seeing the same thing.
Yeah, she
I
had
gotta
She had mentioned something.
I got to get eyes on it.
She dropped the title like right after.
She dropped to Zelina Vega.
Goodbye for now, WWE.
Yeah.
This is my farewell address. 6 days ago.
Yes. Yeah, there you go.
Oh.
Yeah.
This
She's not there.
Wait a minute.
Dewdrop's there. I haven't done anything since Becky Lynch.
And
And like
WWE's alumni page to see if she's on there.
I'm gonna check that right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's
here's another sorry, go ahead.
So the post is a flag at half mast. So
flag at half mast. What do you mean?
So you know how they fly the American flag at half mast?
For yeah.
For sad
it's still
shit.
early morning for me. Forgive me.
Hey, look, it's early morning for me too.
Yeah, that's fair. I have no real excuse.
Okay.
Could be wrong. It looks like she's still on SmackDown.
Yeah, Sports Illustrated. She posted her farewell address. I guess it's just because she was the inaugural U.S. title holder.
Oh, that would make sense.
Okay.
That would make sense.
Yeah, she's still here. She's still here. Okay.
Okay.
False alarm, folks.
I drew the same conclusion.
Yeah, she's
not leaving the company. I drew the same conclusion you did.
Right. My apologies, folks.
Yeah, sorry about that.
It's hard not to draw conclusions. This is why this is what it is. You know, we sit here, we'll talk about something, we'll fact check it to the best of our ability before we continue to move forward with it.
Yeah, exactly. But back to the issue at hand.
But hold on. But back to my AAA point. Because we've already established that we don't really watch AAA on a regular basis. You have all these people you release that you could send over there that people here resonate with and know already. Like you fired all these people, but somehow Alberto El Patron still got a job. Like we can't get an official stat. We can't get any official information on his employment status.
Because they're probably not going to fire him.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Listen.
What do you mean?
Probably just
they're going to say people's attention spans doesn't span 5 years ago or 4 years ago, whatever that was. Maybe even longer than that by now.
He fought an old woman in Tijuana this year.
How many people do you think pay attention to Alberto El Patron in the year of our Lord 2025?
He can't wrestle in Tijuana anymore because he put tips on an older woman for throwing some shit out.
I understand that. I'm saying they're going to treat him as stories are water under the bridge. That's how they're going to treat it. They should kick his ass. They should give him like one game.
I mean, he shouldn't have had a career after what he did to Paige. We all kind of agreed that man should have been ousted from every corporation, and then AAA hired him. So it's kind of like, well,
yeah, well, so like what they should do is what you're implying, which is they should ship his ass away, fill this new under WWE umbrella with maybe these former releases. And then build that as like a new roster. I'm with you. They're not going to do that, but they should.
I feel like a lot of WWE right now is giving bonuses and more screen time to people who have been the needs of the current administration, and we are seeing people who are actively fighting against it being booted out in one way or another.
Yeah. Because let's get to what.
It's certainly what it looks like.
If you aren't cool with the fascist government,
you're employed.
Oh God.
Logan Paul, that's crazy.
Y'all know how I feel about Logan Paul. His career should have ended in Japan. That should have been it. We should have never seen another Paul brother. And somehow, some fucking way, in the year of our Lord 2025, I still have to
But
see
then we
Logan
wouldn't
fucking
have
Paul.
gotten Japanese legend versus Japanese legend at WrestleMania.
You mean Japanese legend versus Hard R?
God.
You know what's funny is that can go both ways.
Hard R on Hard R?
Oh God.
Right.
I just how the
Yeah.
fuck like
I think the
AJ.
overall problem is like the nonsensicality of this whole thing.
That like I've unfortunately been on the world's worst website of all time.
Yeah.
Refresh Sean Ross Sapp's page to see if
Yeah,
anything
no,
else
me too.
updates.
I got a very interesting quote. Somebody, Russell Ops, quoted Sean Ross Sapp as saying that if Triple H wanted to keep talent, they'd still be in WWE.
And that's
Do
facts.
you remember? You both will remember because this was on Second Turnbuckle. We were talking, I want to say 2018 or 2019, that the accumulation of talent for sake of, like when they were expanding to England, when they were expanding to Japan, when they were expanding to where else did they expand in that year? It wasn't Mexico. It was some other Latin American entity. But like they were expanding their reaches, and they were just kind of picking up people just to have them, right? Like Tozawa was part of
So AEW didn't get him.
No,
it. Right, exactly. You remember this? Like, and we
Yeah.
were saying, like it has to bite them eventually because there's just not enough screen time for these people. And instead of expanding what WWE has to show in terms of content, it seems like the plan is to just release them.
Hey, we don't bench people. We release them.
right, we just let them go. We just
Yeah.
like what's the fuck is the difference?
So there's a difference. And I'll say this. We've seen enough of AEW and how they handle situations to see things clearly. I'll give you an example here. It seems like New Japan signed all their talent in January. So unfortunately,
Wrestle Kingdom in January. The season
yeah, when
rolls over.
people
Yeah.
when people are like, "Hey, I'm leaving," a lot of people can leave at the same time. That's how you lose the Good Brothers, AJ Styles, Hard R, and
Yeah, other brothers really
Shinsuke
good.
Nakamura. They were then. They might not be now.
I'm like, hey, considering how old that AJ Styles clip was, I don't know if the Good Brothers been good.
Yeah. You know what? They got releases here too, actually. That's crazy.
That's funny.
But you have
Ironic
situations
funny, not funny.
Yeah, no. So you have situations like that in where, you know, these things can occur. Everybody's leaving at the same time. In AEW, it seems like they won't let you go.
Yeah, no
Yeah,
kidding.
if you piss the boss off, he's not going to use you and he won't let you go. But in WWE, ain't no bench. They walk through catering every week. Hey, what you got going on? Oh, man, nothing. I'm just waiting on an opportunity. All right, then.
And I'm gonna need Sean Ross Sapp right now to stop fucking playing with me.
What do you do now?
Why he posts two back-to-back posts? One is like, we got a new interview with Lil Mars, and another one's like, we're reviewing action figures from the LJN. Like nigga, that's not what we want to hear right now. Like that's not why we're here. Do that shit after we get through the swamp. How about you do that?
This weekend, you can resume regular business activities on Monday.
On Monday. Right now, we need to get through what the fuck is happening.
Hey, look, they got to make that content to get that bread. I feel it. I 100% feel it.
Because remember, they're not the big leagues. Remember?
Right.
Yeah, they're not the big leagues.
Nope.
They're independent.
As discovered by our own Suge Wrestling.
That was a wild weekend.
It was a great exchange. You held your own, Justin. people were hating on you, and they're dumb. No offense to those people.
All offense to those people.
Fuck them.
Yeah, because
You
there was
can take
some people up under that post. Somebody said that I had vegan chili between my ears. Y'all remember that shit?
He was upset about the fact they said
You know what?
vegan.
That's disrespectful.
Because of the vegan allegations. I will fight you in the fucking street.
Oh my god.
So you can run that
not
for
see that.
anytime.
And you'll win
But
because they
again,
have no
like,
protein.
No protein. Yeah, no.
He
That's gonna
said,
be
we can run that
bloodbath.
we can run that old school Westchester fade if you really need it.
Yeah, meet me at Westchester Park.
All right, let's do it. Let's handle
Ooh. Y'all don't want to play there.
it.
You
So-
can do. You
We
can
can run
do
that
that.
shit by the
You
bleachers.
can do that.
Let's make it happen.
So, what are we seeing here? Especially with Evolution coming up in the next 10 weeks.
In all honesty, I feel like we are going to first see a whole bunch of people who have matches every single fucking week. Every single fucking week. And that's not what I want to see. The selling point for me in Evolution, and it's like adversely the Mae Young Classic, or the amount of people who weren't on the actual roster. They were unique matches that you could have like organically and not have to worry about there being a big blow off match in the future. They were just straight matches. And now we have people who have matches every single week. We see them every single week, and there's absolutely no difference between the match that's going to happen on Evolution and the shit that's going to happen on Monday Night Raw or SmackDown. Just you're blowing it for the sake of trying to save a few extra dollars that you know you're going to make back on your yearly tax return called WrestleMania.
And I'm glad you brought that up, because it literally costs your firstborn child to go to WrestleMania this year.
Damn,
The shit was
firstborn.
expensive. Somebody told Randy Orton how much they paid for their tickets, and Randy Orton was like, "Damn,
What?
yeah."
Why?
Orton was shocked.
Where did you hear that?
Then also,
When a person who makes
We
as
just-
much money as Randy Orton is shocked at how much you, as a regular person, are paying to go see him, along with the rest of his coworkers, you know it's a fucking problem.
Randy Orton, and this is the same Randy Orton that in kayfabe paid Nick Aldis extra money on his fine for RKOing him, because it was going to be for the next time.
So funny.
He said, "I put an investment on
I
it."
love Randy, dude. Randy's the best. That was so funny.
Because it will happen again. I'm letting you know that it will happen again.
This is the same Randy Orton that when smoking weed wasn't the thing to do in WWE, he paid his shit forward at the top of the year. Like, what fines? Here.
Here's $100K. Don't talk to me. Just
Yeah.
Don't talk to me for the rest of the year.
You know it's there. Don't even test me. You already know it's there.
All right. You
If you test me, it's going to be there.
You gonna take this funky ass 15 and keep it pushing.
And then we also got news that there is a special package being offered by WWE. And it's front row, of course, because you got to be in the front. And there's a package around it. I'm trying my best to find it
I'm looking
in my little thing.
Surprisingly hard to find.
But they're charging $40,000 a night.
Oh my god.
That's somebody's yearly salary.
That might be me.
Like, can you put that on credit?
24 an hour.
Yeah.
248 hours a week. 52.
That sounds about right.
Income taxes. Yeah. No, I think it's closer to 35. But still, that's not any better.
I'm still scrolling. Give me a second. But $40,000 a ticket.
It's insane. That's all.
I'm sorry. A lot of things have
There's
happened
there's
this week.
people that and there's people that like who regularly get those. And look, like if you got the money to go and you want to, like no shame at all. Like if I had 40,000 to randomly drop and I could go see a Mania, I would pretty heavily consider it. I'm not even gonna front you. But good lord, like you know what that actually comes with? Is it literally just the seat ringside, or is it all like?
No,
Is
you
there
get a
like a
special
tour
entrance.
package or okay?
Like you get a special you get an opportunity to take a picture in the ring.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure they're going to have some sort of continental meal.
Am I weird for saying that? Like, just doesn't sound worth it to me?
I found it.
Maybe I'm the
This
weird
has
one. I don't know.
this is the elite package. The elite package, Elite Plus, confirmed on location with WWE. Elite Plus package prices for front row center TV side for WWE 2025 SummerSlam at MetLife Stadium in New Jersey are $40,000 per ticket. Confirmed, they are sold out of this very limited quantity. So they're already gone.
Bruh.
They include premium front row seating, in-ring photo op at SummerSlam, private transportation to event, elite welcome event, private selection, and all-inclusive pre-show host, I guess. That's spelled wrong. With superstar appearances from Kevin Nash and more. Post-show press conference access, desk photo ops, and tickets to both nights of SummerSlam.
We know for a fact who bought one of those.
Tickets to SmackDown and Raw as well on 8/1 and 8/4. So this is great.
Green shirt guys living it up.
That might be worth it. I mean,
Might be.
you still got to fly to New Jersey.
Also, didn't we finally get the lore drop on Green Shy? And how he
No,
had
I
all his
somebody
money
caught
bonus? What
somebody
like?
caught him talking to ring. Somebody caught him talking to the ring guy, the bell guy.
Yeah, I was like, didn't it like it had something to do with CM Punk, like a while back?
I don't know that deep. I just know that on Mania weekend, somebody caught him talking to the guy that rings the ring bell.
Yeah,
I thought he made an appearance. I thought like he made a whole entrance.
Yeah, he came down the ramp with what was it? Pat McAfee or yeah, I think it was Pat.
Wow.
He's either a super fan or he's on the dole.
That's why I said like I believe like it has something to do with CM Punk because like when I was like skimming through it, CM Punk came up several times, and I wouldn't be surprised if he said some shit to CM Punk and CM Punk slapped the shit out of him. I would not be surprised.
And now he just got lifetime tickets because
lifetime
to avoid a lawsuit or something.
Yeah, like how big of a fan are you? Everybody has a price.
True.
But let me read off this name of released talent that we've had this year so far. This is the whole list. So it starts at the top of the list. Somebody got an alarm going off in the background there. So we got from the top.
Make it drop.
2025. Carl Anderson, Luke Gallows, Cedric Alexander, The Authors of Pain featuring Paul Ellering, Duke Hudson, Sonya Deville, Giovanni Vin. Starting from yesterday, Dakota Kai, Braun Strowman, Shayna Baszler, Katana Chance, Caden Carter, Cora Jade, Eddie Thorpe, Gigi Dolan, Riley Osborne, Jakara Jackson, Gallus in its entirety. That's 3 people. Oro Menza, Javier Bernal, and Danny Palmer, featuring 10 to 12 people from behind the scenes. If you include the people that were fired in Q4 of 2024, Andy Hartwell, Baron Corbin, and Tegan Knox, that's about 52 people.
Easy.
A whole ass deck of cards.
It's for real. Wild.
So my next question is, I've seen a lot of people saying they're off of WWE now.
No, you're not.
And on the internet, yeah, they said they're, this always happens. And I'd say more power to you. If you, and this is just from a journalistic standpoint, and we'll wrap up because I know y'all got stuff to do. If these releases touch you in a way that makes you never want to watch WWE again, what alternatives would you recommend?
And there goes the silence.
Standard is AEW, I guess, right?
I mean,
I guess.
God, I'm so off the AEW.
I'm past.
train.
Yeah,
Do
brother,
you
I'm
all
with you.
have
I'm
favors?
past recommending AEW. I can't anymore. Until Nick Khan figures out how to run a wrestling company, I'm not going to recommend it.
Like, the only thing I could recommend AEW for is watching Ricochet get his bald head slapped. But, like, I could catch the highlight reel.
You can
Okay.
always go back and rewatch Lucha Underground.
Right, like rewatch Lucha Underground if you really want that.
Honestly, for real.
Go watch some
Okay, hold on.
man.
Let me play devil's advocate here, because what we're not going to do is just sit and disrespect AEW. What AEW does well, it does well. It will give you banger matches to the point where you don't necessarily have to watch week to week.
Okay, fine.
Just tune in for the pay-per-views because that's all the story.
Here's what you do.
Yeah.
You watch AEW, and during every non-wrestling segment, take a piss break. Go make something to eat. Get some water. As long as you don't pay attention to the bullshit storylines, AEW is perfectly fine. But quite frankly, there's not enough for me as an individual to go on a week-to-week, let me watch, like, Dynamite binge.
Hey man,
Let me watch
I'm a
John
Gundam
Moxley lose to an AEW Dark employee again.
God, I've never been more disappointed in somebody from the Shield.
Hey, so let me put it to you like this. I'm a Gundam fan, so I'm used to like putting like the bigger picture out of my mind because it makes no sense, and just focusing on what's going on right in front of me.
Real Power
This
Rangers
anime-
shit going on. Real
This
Power
anime
Rangers.
has been going on since the 70s and the 80s. These motherfuckers are still at war, fighting the same war. Like,
Hey, listen,
What
don't be
was
talking
the,
about Iron Blood Orphans, because Iron Blood Orphans that's some good shit.
oh, it's amazing.
What was the what was
Anytime
like the
somebody,
Nickelodeon? Oh, go ahead.
anytime somebody go to like a little toy shop or a flower shop and is looking at a teddy bear and gets capped through the window, yeah, nah.
That's
that
Iron
shit
Blooded
right
Orphans.
there. had me
Iron Blooded
rolling.
Orphans made you feel like you were actually watching some political shit
Shit, like, bro,
pop off somewhere. Like,
right,
that was assassinating. They were assassinating people.
like political assassinations, and it's like it's a fucking show about giant robots.
There was like, I don't think they brought it to the hood. That was a drive-by. They didn't
That
get out
was.
the car.
That was a straight up drive by. Like, oh, you minding your business in the shop? Pop, pop. I'm off. Let me wipe the prints off. Drop the gun at the scene.
What was the? Do you remember the Nickelodeon Gundam ripoff? Do you remember that show?
Which one? There's
Oh my god! It started with a V. What was that stupid show?
Voltron?
That's a total.
Not
That-
Voltron.
No, that was that dude. That was a Gundam ripoff. Come on. That show was just as nonsensical.
I believe Voltron is the original, man.
Whatever.
Voltron.
Whichever one was a ripoff of the other. The point being, it's as
Voltron
nonsensical as
is more
AEW is on the ring.
Power
I think
Rangers.
it was called Vanguard or something like that.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, no, because Voltron is more like Power Rangers if you think about it.
Yeah, Voltron's the OG from like the late 80s, early 90s, isn't it?
80s, 70s, 80s. It goes back deeper than that. But Voltron,
Yeah,
you know,
it was
you
a
have to-
sequel.
Yeah, Voltron really was more like Power Rangers. It was
Yeah, you
like,
had to
I was
combine it.
referring to the 2011 one. The original's called Voltron.
oh no, dude,
I
the
was referring to
2011
the-
one's great too. What do you mean?
That was just as nonsensical. What do you mean? This shit was like
It's
annoyingly
fucking Power
complicated.
Rangers. It wasn't meant to make sense, but it's still good.
Yeah.
All right, that's true. That's right.
Like, I don't
Maybe I'm
fucking
just a
watch.
hater.
I don't watch Power Rangers for the story. I come here for the explosive kicks. Damn it! I'm here for the
Hey,
fucking
they
shit.
put YN music over some of the most iconic gun battle scenes in Power Rangers.
Yeah, it works.
If I up this poll, I'm upping it everybody. Like
Every day they clocking it. They got that key
They-
bomb playing in the background.
nah, for real.
Steady watching it.
Oh my god.
Y'all, we've been here for
We-
about an hour.
Yeah.
Shout out to all 42 of y'all that are watching. I'm gonna check the chat real quick. I think we've exhausted everything we had to say on the subject. We're shattered.
Hold on.
We're
Before
heartbroken.
we go, can we discuss that Keanu Carter tweet?
Oh,
We got to. Let me see if I can pull that shit up.
no, I got it right here because I retweeted it, and like I added the person he was talking about. You know,
Yep.
I put the gift there. I sent it to you. Oh, wow! Wait a minute.
I got you. I got it right here.
No.
He
No.
said-
Wait a minute. Hold on. I'm because from what Twitter is telling me. Oh,
We got another.
oh, he deleted his whole page.
Oh, damn.
Ooh.
His whole page gone. This post is from an account that no longer exists. Learn more.
Who is this?
Keanu Carter.
Oh no.
So to catch y'all up to speed as to why that man's entire page got
I got it.
scrubbed.
I got it right here.
I mean, all right, I'm looking at it.
It said these motherfuckers ain't ready for this shit. They Dickie me Simone motherfuckers who think they like that, who be voting for Trump and ain't really like that.
I couldn't possibly know exactly who he's talking about. Roman.
And then somebody else says Keanu Carver in 3 tweets single-handedly gained a fan base that will be more loyal and supportive than most of the popular wrestlers because he's just being real about that shit.
Because, like, listen, I'm gonna be true with you because I feel like Sugar's gonna agree with me 100%. A whole lot of these Samoans be getting over just doing blackface and without actually doing blackface. Like, they really do be getting over. It's just cultural appropriation. Like, I don't give a damn where you was raised, but quite frankly, they won yada mean away from saying nigga. Like, that's all I'm saying.
How many times do you think these Samoans have slipped up and almost said nigga on TV?
Too many.
Roman has done it.
He ain't black. I'm like, I don't get it. I'm surprised the Usos ain't slipped up and said it at one point.
The Usos have been with that company for over 10 years. They know not to say nigga. They know not to slip up and give a Booker T. We coming for you, nigga. They not gonna do that.
I'm like,
And
I
so
don't get it.
Before we go, I want to ask. Let's make a bench list because they say they don't bench people. Who's on the bench right now? The YX6.
Yeah.
Because one person is injured, and like I was saying earlier, when JD McDonough got injured, the faction kept going. The
I mean,
Judgment Day kept
we,
going.
we got Carrillo and Garza, two of the best, luchadors that they got right now, and they're not even using LWO.
LWO, Garza, and Carrillo.
Yeah, Carrillo.
Yeah. Omos.
85% of that women's division.
Yeah. What's her name? Shayna Baszler and Sonya Deville's tag team partner, who Zoe Starks. She might be out
Wait,
next.
hold up. I was about to say, did Zoe Stark keep her spot?
Yeah. So
As far as we
The one
know,
that
yeah.
gets shit on the most.
the Pure Fusion Collective is no more. The stud line is gone.
No. My beloved. No.
Our beloved.
No,
You're robbing me.
you see, I would push an orphan into a well for Gigi Dolan to get her spot back.
I would push. I would rather you push an orphan into a well for her to get a better spot somewhere else.
Yeah. I just know Dakota Kai
Yeah,
gonna be
honestly,
going
yeah.
crazy. Definitely gonna be going crazy.
King Coda.
King Coda's back. We need it.
She
Yeah,
trademarked
Dakota's-
that name, got fined immediately, and didn't use it.
And I think we talked about it earlier. Cora Jade is so young; she's gonna catch her feet under her in no time.
Yeah. I think she was the
And
one
The
I was
one I'm
least
least
worried
worried about.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same mind.
Hey, so there's enough free agents on the roster for TNA to get rid of Tessa Blanchard and hire some non-racist people.
Hey,
That's
just
all I'm
keep
saying.
Keep in
I
mind.
do want to put one thing out into the universe.
Mhm.
Shayna Baszler arguably was one of the most impactful women in the last decade in terms
sure.
of aura, in terms of character work, in terms of how she presented herself.
Yep.
If she doesn't wrestle ever again, she could become a female Killer Kowalski, I think.
Yeah. And also, I just
He
want to say this.
soloed Elimination Chamber.
She did.
Yeah.
Yep. And can I just quickly say this because I want to add this on that TNA bit real quick. Just keep in mind that TNA got rid of excessive bleeding and blading before they got rid of Tessa Blanchard.
Yeah.
Hey. They'll do everything but get rid of her. I just don't get it.
Yeah, and what did that edict come from? Is that from Anthem or is that like the TKO Corporation? What?
That's probably TKO. Like,
Yeah.
hey, if you're gonna work with us, you're gonna have to do what we do.
Right. X on that.
But like the people who were like doing that shit in TNA were fucking maniacs. Shout out to Steve Macklin.
Oh, dude, that last one that he did, that he gigged himself way too fucking deep.
He usually does.
He
Yeah,
gigs himself like Devon Dudley did in ECW.
Yeah. So to keep your forehead intact, we just gonna ask you not so deep, you know.
Mm.
That's all we're asking, man.
That's it.
That's it.
Well, that's all we got for now. Hopefully, we don't have to make another episode like this on Wednesday.
But we might. We probably will.
Damn. Hopefully, and you know, I'll let me end like this. I've seen a lot of people who were let go over the past year or so give very reassuring and encouraging words. Fortunately for the people who were let go yesterday, it's not the end like it seemed like. Like, I'll give you an example. I was a Bobby Lashley, I was a Shelton Benjamin fan back in the day. When they let go of Shelton Benjamin, I thought I would never see bro again. I was devastated. He didn't pop up in TNA like most other people. He came back to WWE, and then I learned about all the amazing work he was doing in Japan. now with the rise of Impact, TNA, AEW, GCW, Prestige, DPW, there's a lot
And
of
that
places where,
DPW check's apparently nice too.
hey, so we're going to be able to see these people wrestle again, hopefully sooner rather than later. I know a lot of the, from what I'm seeing, a lot of the NXT people only have 30-day no compete clauses, even though I thought those were going to go away.
Yeah, I thought
But
we were
that's
done with no competes.
me too. But that's neither here nor there. That's a news show for another day. Shout out to all 42 of y'all that popped up and supported us this episode. Hopefully next time we'll have something better to talk about. Tune in to our regular scheduled programming every Wednesday at about 11 a.m. PST. West Coast Wednesdays, where Maddie and Fez usually hold it down with me. Thank you so much to the captain who came out to talk his shit. Hopefully we'll have new and old episodes of the Second Turnbuckle Wrestling Podcast available for y'all to listen to very soon. Thank you so much for tuning in. We hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Stay healthy, stay hydrated. Maddie, you stay safe at work. And Captain Fez, I hope you'll have a great rest of y'all day. I'm going to get ready for work, y'all. Finna hit this
See you,
on.
brother.
See
Thanks for
y'all
having me
later.
on, guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks for coming.
I mean, right. I ain't
Hell
seen
yeah.
you in a minute.
A very long time.